Good evening and welcome. This is a regular board meeting for the APISD School Board of Trustees. Today is Monday, October 13th, 2024. The time now is 7 p.m. and we're now call this meeting to order for 6 or 7 trustees. Begin this evening with our purchase of allegiance. If you'd like to join us, it will be led by Mr. Marks, followed by invocation by Mr. Rector.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge to flag. Allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
In lieu of our invocation this afternoon, we have a moment of silence. Miss Melissa Cook, a English teacher to the Leslie Best High School, passed away today with complication related to surgery. Ms. Cook was in her 6th year of service to the students and Leslie Best High School. We take a moment of silence to lift her students, colleagues, especially her family, in prayer as we begin this tragic loss. Moment of silence begin right now. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Allenites. Thank you, Mr. Rector. Again, our condolences to the family and students, friends and colleagues, and loved ones of Ms. Cook. We are now at the portion of our meeting for public testimony. And this is under Board Policy BED. The board will allow every person who wishes to address the board on an agenda item to do so before the board's consideration of the item. The board shall not deliberate regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with the notice of this meeting. This is a time for the board to stop, look, and listen to the public. Each person will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board. This evening, we have 2 individuals who have signed up, 2 citizens. First is Mr. Terry Stansberry. If you will please state your name and address.
Okay, Terry Stansberry, runs the past. I'm taking off another job that I have. I'm currently the president of the Paris Crime Control and Prevention District. That board, if you remember, was established in 2008, 2009. We'll read off some of the purposes and our groups report. The Crime Control and Prevention District was collaborated with the City Council to ensure funds were raised to have crime control sales tax for small programs and capital purchases that will reduce crime, increase public safety, and maintain a high quality of life for all of us past. Our duties is to help is to fund the cost of personnel, administration, extension, enhancement of services, capital improvement expenditures, and occasionally specialized programs or functions are funded by crime board. These programs may include community-related crime prevention strategies, such as block and neighborhood watch, school police, home security, inspection alert, juvenile release, law enforcement, and many other programs. And this is under state law, section 362.151. I'm really happy tonight we just finished the past year, physical year, and the board has some excess time. So tonight I want to announce that the crime board is going to register as an in-school district $150,000 helping the security and the prevention of crime for all our campuses in our district. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Salisbury. Our next speaker is Keisha Gordon.
Hi everyone. Hi Dr. Jones. How are you? I do have some pictures that I would like to show the board, just kind of in reference on what I'm talking about. So I'm here to shine some light on the issue of heat-related illness and how it's affecting our students. So I wrote a speech. I timed myself in 6 minutes, so I'm going to kind of trim it down halfway. But before we start, I want to just go ahead and pass around these pictures. So the pictures of the other school district is what I'm communicating. The pictures of our school district and our football players are what I'm providing personally right now for our varsity Camden football players. To paint the picture for those who are unaware, I will share some of my story that I had shared with Dr. Barnes. On September 13th, my son Eric was the victim of a heat stroke during a football game. Eric began to get overheated. He verbalized this with the training staff on the sideline and was sat down on the bleachers. Water was then applied to his head, ice on the back of his neck, and many of his friends took turns cooling him down with a paper fan. About 5 to 10 minutes later, when he initially verbalized that he was getting overheated, Eric looked at his friend that was fanning him with a paper fan and stated, "I'm getting very hot." He then became unresponsive. His pads were finally taken off and he was put on a nearby table. When I arrived at his side, Eric was having a seizure. It lasted about 30 seconds, but those 30 seconds were the scariest 30 seconds of my life. Many people witnessed his jerky movements from the stands, and he had shallow and regular breathing. As he came out of his seizure, he was still limp, so he was placed on the back of a gator and then took to the far end of the field and put into an ice bath. Upon doing research, the field was also a turf field. These fields are becoming more common in high schools. Upon doing research, I also discovered that turf fields radiate heat that can make temperature anywhere from 40 to 70 degrees warmer than the environmental temperature, and the humidity that night was high, which created even more of a problem. Fast forward to this past weekend, when our band students had a competition in Robstown, 2 students suffered heat-related illnesses, one of which was my daughter, Lacey. Fortunately for her, she was suffering from heat exhaustion, which is a better diagnosis than a heat stroke. However, the other student was not as fortunate. She experienced the same fate as Eric and was taken to the ER and diagnosed with a heat stroke as well. This makes 2 of our APISD students suffering from major heat-related illnesses within the last month that will have lasting effects for a good portion of their life, if not the remainder of their life. Multiple students complained that it was very hot that day, and Eric stated you could see the heat radiating off the turf. I have already had a meeting with Dr. Barnes and Coach Taylor about 2 weeks ago where we had great conversation addressing this issue. Like I said, my goal is to bring awareness of heat-related illnesses and address the issue with the school board to protect our students from this happening again. I'm going to skip this part here for time purposes. I'm very passionate about this project, and speaking loudly about this issue, I have come across many parents, some of whom are here tonight, faculty, community members, and several city council members who are interested in helping with this project and are willing to donate. I will leave with this. By providing cooling devices, it would not only benefit our students and decrease the occurrences of these instances, but it will also demonstrate to the community that APISD has recognized the increase in heat-related illnesses within our student population and is determined and committed to making sure the safety and well-being of our students remain top priority while competing, whether it's for athletics or band. This sets a great example for our school district and truly echoes our famous chant, "We are AP." I thus challenge and encourage this school board to join me in my efforts on making those change before any student gets seriously injured or will experience loss of life. Thank you for taking the time out of your night to listen to me. I look forward to speaking to you more about this.
Thank you, Ms. Neal. Anyone else? Any comments? We'll now move on with our agenda. Our next item of business is our pleasure this time to do our district recognitions. So we will have our Panthers of the Month and our Employees of the Month. And Mrs. Hill will present those by reading why we're outstanding. And this evening, Mr. Stansberry will present on behalf of the board and assisted by Ms. Chapa. Good evening. We'll start with our Panthers of the Month. First up, we have Oliver Mezek. Good job, buddy. Oliver is a first grade student at Fox Elementary. Oliver has made tremendous improvement this year. He always comes to school happy and greets everyone with a smile. He loves to make others laugh. He works very hard to complete his classwork and loves helping his teacher. We are so proud to have Oliver as our Panther of the Month. Congratulations, Oliver. Next, we have Xavier Castro. Xavier is a fifth grade student at Charlie Marshall Elementary. Xavier is an amazing young man, always showing his Panther pride. He is always willing to help others in the class while staying on top of his own work. We cannot wait to see what he becomes in the future because we expect great things from him. Congratulations, Xavier. Next, we have Caleb Ochoa. Caleb is a sixth grade student at AC Blunt Middle School. His dedication to his learning and exemplary perfect attendance truly sets him apart as an honor student. Beyond his academic achievements is his willingness to help others. This trait of caring for others is what truly makes him a remarkable leader, whether it's guiding classmates through challenging material or lending a hand when someone is struggling. Caleb's support inspires those around him to excel. Thank you for being such a positive influence in our school community. Keep up the fantastic work. And last but certainly not least for our Panthers of the Month, we have Miss Annalise Davis. Annalise is a senior at APHS as varsity cheer captain and Panther band drum major. Annalise demonstrates strong leadership skills, inspiring others to work together and strive to do their best. Her commitment is evident through consistent practice, attendance, and a positive attitude. She is a role model in the classroom as well. Annalise works hard, has good grades, and is currently at the top of her class. She is a true inspiration to everyone around her, and we are proud to name Annalise Davis as Aransas Pass High School Panther of the Month. Next, we will go on to our Employees of the Month. First up, we have Amanda Guajardo. Amanda is a first grade teacher at Falk Elementary. Miss Guajardo has an incredible impact on our campus community. Her dedication, support, and passion for teaching have inspired many students, fostering a positive environment where we can all thrive. As the Employee of the Month, she truly embodies the spirit of our school, and we are fortunate to have her as a member of the Falk family. Thank you for everything you do. Next, we have Michelle Lassiter.
Slasser is a fourth grade instructional aide at Charlie Marshall Elementary School. She consistently goes above and beyond to support both staff and students. Always thinking of others, she is willing to step in wherever needed, whether it's making copies, covering classes on short notice, or assisting with any task we ask of her. She does all of this with a positive attitude, a heart for students, and without a single complaint. Her dedication and selflessness are truly remarkable, and she plays a vital role in keeping our school running smoothly. Congratulations. Next up, we have Miss Danielle Hayek. Perfect. Ms. Hayek is the 7th grade English language arts teacher at AC Blunt. She exemplifies dedication and commitment to the success of our students. Her hard work not only supports student achievement, but also strengthens the entire ELAR department. Beyond her teaching responsibilities, Ms. Hayek volunteers her time generously, taking on the role of National Junior Honor Society sponsor and fostering leadership and community service among our students. Her unwavering dedication makes a significant difference in our school community. Thank you, Ms. Hayek, for all that you do. Next, we have Miss Catherine Stevenson. Ms. Stevenson is not here tonight, but she serves as APHS and academic dean. She has done so much work to ensure that every student has the opportunity to take upper-level courses, with the number of students who are currently enrolled in dual credit doubling from last year. Ms. Stevenson also manages the CTE pathways and prepares and implements the course selection guide to enable all parents and guardians to be more involved in their students' courses. We are proud to have Ms. Stevenson as our Employee of the Month. Next, we have Miss Mary Morales. Ms. Morales is the district's truancy officer and homeless liaison. She was named as Employee of the Month for her dedication to supporting the at-risk students and their families in our community. She works with a sense of urgency, but in a supportive manner to help families get back on track with attendance, dropout prevention, homelessness, and wraparound services. Thank you, Ms. Morales, for all that you do. And last but not least, we have Ms. Katie Matson. Katie is an APISD bus driver. She is a hard worker and shows up every day with a good attitude, ready to work. She has great interaction with her students and is always willing to help out where she is needed, and will drive shuttles or trips when asked without hesitation. Thank you, Katie, for all that you do, and congratulations. That concludes our Panthers and Employees of the Month. Please give everyone another round of applause.
Thank you, Mrs. Hill and Mr. Stansberg and Ms. Chapa for assisting in the presentation of our Employees and Panthers of the Month. To you who are recognized tonight, please keep up the great work. We are proud of you, and we look forward to you doing even better and great things. And we're here to support you so that you can thrive and shine and be your very best. So congratulations again. Before we move on to the rest of our agenda, you are welcome to stay. You can come and go as you like, but we do want to take a pause in case folks do want to leave, and students, because we know it's a school night, so we'll just take a moment and let you move around or leave if you need to. Shift dollars. We're taking pictures.
I'm good. Good to see you.
Well, that was beautiful to see people making memories there, taking additional pictures together, not just the individual pictures of the board. So that was really nice. We'll move on with the agenda, and our next item is our superintendent's report. Dr. Williams.
Thank you. I'd like to start out with the enrollment report for the district. Current total is 1631. Current attendance is 93.72. We have the totals by campus and also the attendance totals. And so the campus is actively working and trying to increase those numbers every week and every month with different activities and incentives for the kids. And we're actively, as you just saw with Ms. Mary, trying to get some of our students who may not be enrolled back enrolled in school as well.
Thank you, Susan. Any questions on the enrollment report? If not, Dr. Burns, if you would please continue on with our waiver, our ESL waiver and bilingual waiver.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We have an ESL and bilingual waiver that we'd like to share with the board we apply for with TEA. And so what occurs is when we have a student population of more than 20 in one grade level that either require ESL or bilingual services, you have to apply for a waiver if you don't have the staff to cover those services. And what I mean by covering with the ESLs is a teacher additional certification to be added. And so as you can see in the report, we do have teachers with that certification, and we'll be increasing that number moving forward. And the bilingual waiver is that you have a bilingual teacher. And so if you don't have those, you have to apply for a waiver. But we're actively, again, recruiting and trying to identify some bilingual teachers for the district.
Trustees, any questions? Comments regarding either waiver? Okay, Dr. Munch, we will proceed with our next item, which is our balance code update.
Yes, we are still actually moving forward our strategic planning document, our balance scorecard. What I provided was a sample of the extended scorecard. So the board voted on strategic objectives for us as a district. And so this team, the district leadership team, and campus staff identified the key actions, progress measures, and long-term outcomes. So I just shared two to kind of give you guys a sample of what the full document will look like. The full rollout, as we initially had planned, is still for January. We want to make sure we do it correctly and roll it out properly. And our
We're going to have some joint, bless you. We will have some joint meetings, strategic roundtables with the board and district leadership in February and again in October. And those are to, every time we have a roundtable, we review where we are, where our measures are, and then report it out to the public. And so we'll have those set up for us. Our first meeting is coming February.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes. Trustees, any questions on the ballot score update? Scorecard update, rather. Also, Dr. Barnes has provided our calendar of events. Anything further on our calendar, Dr. Barnes?
Just we have a lot of great events coming up. Definitely it's homecoming week. So there are lots of activities going on this week. And, we'll have our parade. It's coming up this Wednesday, and I come in pep rally, and of course our big game. But there are a lot of other activities as well on the campuses, and so that information is shared with your pleasure as well.
Trustees, anything that you might share regarding our calendar of events? Thank you, Dr. Barnes. We will now move to our next item, which are our financial reports, submitted by Ms. Chapa. Yes, the first report, the accounts payable report as of September 30th. Total cash on hand is $5,040,000. Total expense for the month is $1,046,000. That's a bit high as we start off the new school year in September. Next report, our budget report. Total cash that has come in for the month is $1,636,000. Total expense, these are for only September, $556,000. Next page, food service, $68,000 was coming in. We spent $66,000 for the month. Debt service, we have no expenditures reported. Our tax collection report. So last month for the 2024 tax collections in October, the new tax bills will come out for 2024. We collected $61,010 in total tax collections. We're averaging about 1% less than the prior year in the tax collections. We have a quarterly report for the months July, August, September. We've received $62,367 in interest earned. We average about 5.3% of interest. And that one has slightly dropped as of September. The interest rate is 4.98. We're starting to see signs of the interest rate dropping. We have a new report. This is an annual report. Last year we did an agreement with Linebarger, Golden and Blair for property value study appeals. In the report, they reported that they appealed the 2020-21 values, and we were able to get $140,500 additional funding in March. They worked with the appraisal districts to drop the certified controllers' values to local appraisal values. We were able to generate an additional $228,500. There is still another appeal. We're waiting for the September taxes to close. And they will be appealing the values to be able to bring additional funding for still the 2023-24 school year. And this was because of the impact of the Senate Bill 26. The homestead exemption went from $40,000 to $100,000. There is some funding, some property values that we can bring down for state value purposes to bring in more state aid into EA. We estimate about an additional $700,000 more coming in to an appeal. That's all I have for reports. If there's any questions. Thank you, Ms. Chopper. Trustees, any comments or questions on the accounts payable report, budget status reports, tax collection summary, or our new annual report for property value study and appeals? Yes, sir. Bringing money is good to the district. Good question. The binder is pretty lengthy. Was there anything in particular that you felt important for us to pay extra attention to, since it is such a long document? It was just in this year, because of Senate Bill 26, the way it played out, and loss of funding for the school district. If Senate Bill would not have passed, we would have gotten that money. Now that we have to go through these appeals to be able to bring in the funding, luckily we have non-verbal representatives. It's quite a bit of money that they're giving to us to be able to generate that funding from the state. They do charge 10% of whatever funding comes to the district. And that's after we actually receive it, not when it's announced or issued. Okay, thank you. Trustee, any other questions regarding our financial reports? Thank you, Mr. Chopper. We will now move into our consent agenda. And these are regular routine and recurring items. And for board's consideration, we have 3 items. And if there's any trustee that would like to pull one for discussion, please indicate so. We have the minutes from our September 9th, 2024 regular board meeting. We have the minutes from our October 2nd, 2024 special board meeting and salary workshop. And then the third item is an annual donation from the Coastal Foundation for Student Scholarships. And this is a line item already in our budget, so we will not need the accompanying budget amendment. Trustees, we want to pull any of those 3 items. If not, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented. A motion by Mr. Molinax. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Hill. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We're now to the of our meeting for board updates and topics for future meetings. Our first update is on our board documents and operating procedures, standards, and code of ethics. So after our last month's discussion and review of our board operating procedures, which is a very large portion of our board document, there has been some further refining of the remaining parts, which are our standards, our code of conduct, and our ethics statement. And so and that was to ensure that we are aligning the way we operate as a board and what we have in writing, make sure we align it with current policy, and because those policies are being referenced in our documents. And so all of these will be consolidated into one document, and as we approach finalizing that, we want to give you the officers met further. We had the subcommittees suggestions and edits. We had further, like I said, as we were going through, we've looked at local ISDs and other ISDs in our region and in the state. And so we will have And so this is all in one. It's going to be a lengthy document. So you will see that, trustees, before our next board member meeting, rather, to give you additional time to read everything in the final recommended document for your review. And in that review, you can make further suggestions, edits. We can discuss it, ask questions, you can comment. So hopefully we'll have that in advance of our November regular board meeting. Are there any questions at this time or comments from subcommittee members or officers, or any trustee rather?
Just for the trustees, when we looked at it, we had a lot of stuff in there that we currently not doing, we thought maybe good ideas and start doing good practice. So, again, when you look at it, we're going to get a lot of things in there that we don't do as a board, but maybe a good procedure to start doing that in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Mullins. Our next item is post-conference report. So, majority of our trustees were fortunate this year that our trustees and also our superintendent was able to attend the annual Texas Association of School Board, which is TASB, and the Texas Association of School Administrators, TASA, that conference. And so there were APISDs statewide, and some of our neighboring, we got to see our neighboring trustees from the school districts. This conference had a wealth of knowledge. There's approximately 150 sessions. And so we had the opportunity to attend several of those and hear from subject matter experts and other ISDs on practices or best practices and strategies that have worked for them. And so while this is fresh in our minds, we will be receiving, Dennis Miller will be receiving a post-conference form just for some takeaways, and we'll put those all together and look at those to see if that's something that we want, whether it's going to be a workshop or something that we need in at our next team of 8 session. And so it will be sent to you electronically, so that way you have the notes at home, you can go through those. Of course, this is going to include Dr. Barnes, since he was able to attend as well. And just take a moment that we can come back together as a team to consider what we learned at the conference and what might be applicable for us. We know that we've heard things that worked well, and we've heard challenges from other trustees and school administrators and subject matter experts of things that are challenging. Additionally, while we're at the conference, Mr. Mullins continued his service and attended the delegate assembly that deals with legislative type of issues. And so thank you, Mr. Mullins, for your continued service and representing APISD at the delegate assembly. Trustees, are there any additional comments regarding our TASB TASA annual conference, which is called the Texas EdCon conference that we attended? Dr. Barnes? Okay. All right. Next item is a request for topics for future meetings. Trustees, any topics for future meetings? If none at this time, we move on to our action agenda. First item on our action agenda is considering approving the interlocal agreement for an energy provider. This information is our packet, and I will turn it now over to Dr. Barnes.
Thank you. So I'm asking the board to approve the local agreement between Exxon Interlocal and APISD for energy services. Our current energy contract ends in December, and so we're looking to cooperate to try to get the best rates for the energy that we purchase as a school district. And so at the end of this agreement will allow them to allow us to co-op and try to grab those rates what they were really a few weeks ago. Hopefully we can stay there.
Trustees, any questions or comments We have the interlocal participation agreement from 2024, and we also have the resolution. The name of the energy provider. So we have a letter from UCOC, and we have the agreement with, am I pronouncing it correctly, AXEON, AXEON.
So he had, so it fluctuated about every 15 minutes or so. He says they change, but they were losing about between 6.5 percent kilowatt. Right now we're paying 4, like nobody's paying 4 anymore. But so once that contract ends, we have to go out and market again. And so it's fairly low right now. It come down some this summer, and he said just kind of really once we open it up, these companies are where the market is. I know he just finished up with Ingleside, and they're getting about 6%, 16%. Yes, sir. And so, you know, maybe lower, maybe higher.
It does not include transportation.
And he's still because I think the multi-year agreement, no, that's the rules 4 years. So I can make you like notes, yes, sir.
The fee to the vendor is based on kilowatt. Will that fee be paid annually or as on utilization, monthly?
Which is the annual fee.
Okay. Let's see here. And who are designated representative on behalf of the school district? The representative from AXEON or the one? Okay, I just want to make sure. I just wanted to confirm that. Any other questions or comments, trustees? And this is not a variable rate, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay.
These variances for too long lacking for.
Okay.
Cheaper.
Well, energy cost is not, the increase in cost is affecting so many, not just public entities or school districts, but whatever we can do to curtail that cost, find something affordable. So, because this is something that maybe we're moving in that direction. If there are no further questions or comments, trustees, do we have a motion to approve the interlocal agreement for energy provider with AXEON in the school district? Motion by Mr. Rector. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Flores. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Our next item of business is consideration of options to approve a naming process for the athletic sports complex. This is something that I had mentioned as a future topic at our last board meeting, and so we do have other facilities. Majority of our athletic type facilities have already been named, and I know there's a concern by one of our trustees of naming after one individual. But I like for us to, the reason why I wanted to put it down as a discussion item is because there are other options in naming facilities. Why name a facility, especially a facility this size? I believe it's important to give our sports complex an identity, make it a destination. And so, certainly, as traditionally as the school district has done in naming after the individual, a naming process could guide us and lead us in that direction. The sports complex could have a general APISD, a Rances Pass, Panther type of name. Another thing that I came across a couple of articles where school districts, especially in Texas, some in Florida, some in Arizona, are bidding the naming rights of facilities, in particular sports facilities. And so this would be a way to generate revenue, not just naming it, but generating revenue to the district with the successful bidder, whatever that company is. For example, some have entered to 5-year or 10-year contracts with industries such as hospitals, banks, car dealerships, that type of thing. And so I'm hoping, and what I was reporting from was Dallas Morning News reported that there were approximately, they found 20 school districts that were awarding naming rights for their football stadiums, a particular field, or their athletic complex, including small districts. It's not just the larger school districts. Just something to think about as an alternate. The New Jersey Herald stated that it was a Texas quote phenomenon with seeing they're the ones that referenced that they were also seeing school districts in Florida and Arizona doing the same thing. The article went on to say, quote, naming rights provide a broader sponsorship and the advertising reaches larger audiences through media reports that mentioned the name of the facility, like in the report on games and events that occur at the site. And quote, it's a way for a business to show that they are embedded in the community, end quote. So it's just something to consider. This concept of, I'm just sharing the concept of naming rights, and it'll be whatever the board decides what to do at what time. But again, I just hope the board will pursue the district to have a naming process. So that the board would pursue developing the naming process to bring back where we could formally take that under consideration. Or if there's a trustee that would like to suggest a process at this time. But I'm just looking for consensus on proceeding with a naming process, because we do not have a formal process in place or a policy or anything of that nature. My understanding is the previously named facilities were just done as someone proposed that item each time. So, any thoughts, comments?
So, you say your document, are we going to request the staff to use the document for us, or we don't have a committee to use that document, or how do you look there?
So that's what I'm looking for, is we can do it through, it could be a board committee, it could be, we look to administration to assist, it could be, stakeholders,
Getting consensus, because the way I see it is, and we've been through this already in the past where like we don't have, obviously we don't have, or the legal side have no, they don't have, so we're not sitting right here where we don't get much. We give this name to a company that's going to step out and on us later on in the future when we stay with the same complex. So the way I see it, this complex belongs to the Rances Pass people, and I think it should be staying land is passed and the complex. And that's how I feel. Well, being from here, I'm not and real. Now, naming fields, yes, we have done in the past. We named a field, Mr. Overlord, that's part we named certain fields I do understand. But as a whole, the complex, I just feel it belongs to our community. It belongs to our land is past. I think we need to have their input and see how they feel about it, because how I feel about it being from here is it should stay as well as past and the companies.
And what I'm looking for is for us to officially name it. That's where we go as a district. There's a team or committee. Is that we have an actual naming process, and then we give it a name. We just say the complex, the sports complex. If we want it, if ultimately we decide it's going to be the APISD Sports Complex or Panther Country Sports Complex, whatever, is to give it a name, give it an identity. And the district invested a lot of money and a lot of time in developing this sports complex, and we need to maximize and utilize it and marketing it. And that's just another reason to have a name. It's just the complex or the sports complex.
I feel like Mr. Flores, I think it's been named after the school. A lot of times, naming after people, they just name somebody say it correctly, but you name after this, but you name after that. Instead of going to all that hassle like that, let's for it to be named after the school.
I'm just going to say that the agenda item is for approving a process and not a name tonight, just for the sake of time.
Any thoughts or comments on moving forward with the process to get us to a formal name, whatever that name is?
School people, community people, sports people, just kind of mix it up and then different ideas. Everybody has an opinion, different views.
So the sports complex is that whole fenced in, which you've got football, you've got track, you've got baseball, you've got softball. My understanding from those ICs that have been successful in generating revenue and having those contracts for those naming rights where that entity is paying the district something every year for the next 5 years or 10 years, is that those school districts went through a bid process. They let it be known that they are receptive and would like to follow, they would like to pursue that. It wasn't people knocking on the door necessarily, it was the school districts themselves going out for bids for the naming rights.
Mr. Director, we have a lot of people that's been here with us for years, and some would have paid and some would have $1,000. We've had other people that, and I just don't see them naming, and they would say, well, why did you name him after this? And this guy was just this way, or this guy was this. And we fell into that. And I hold on to, because when we look at naming tree, we run individual. But I brought it up not long ago that we've had a few individuals, young kids that has passed before they graduated. That should be around that family tree. So that's something that I would look forward to removing. That way we can just name one individual, but we've had some young kids that hasn't finished school because of the illness and an accident or something, and after doing that, I considered it, and I said, we need to think it out. So before we do anything, we need to think it out. We need to make sure we do it right, so we don't hurt anybody. So,
and in presenting this idea of a naming process that would help us think it out, that would give us some guidance, that would give us the opportunity to get feedback. It would give us the opportunity to consider other alternatives besides, because when you say worthy, that can be very subjective. How do you pick one person over another? Or if you don't even want to pick someone, the district ends up to just do, a Ranzas Pass multi-sport complex. Or APISD. Process. So that's just. I was just giving some examples that it's not just naming a person. You could have a general cancer name of the sports complex, or another idea is naming rights. But if we have an established process that the district can utilize in naming facilities, then it allows us that opportunity to think it through, to talk it through, to consider other stakeholders, to get input. If we need to do research, so that we have something that we can turn to anytime if there is a desire or request to name something, because we don't have a process in place. Whether it's a building, a school, a garden, trees, whatever, we don't have a process in place.
Yeah, I think in the past it's just somebody just went to the board and they approved it. It's a process. The whole complex is just different parts of the complex. So you have you got the test coordinator for somebody, you got the field house manager for somebody, you got the stadium after somebody, already. So I think everything is right, like you're saying. So from that, if we're getting done as a process, you have to need to apply for it and that type of stuff. And so you just come up to the board and say, we suggest this use for that side. And I think, like I said, if we have something there in writing that kind of shows the process, if somebody wants to do that, just, tell that public comment, just kind of make a suggestion. But, we got processes for everything else that we do, so I don't know how to do that. It's a thought.
I make a motion that the board approve
developing a process, an official process, no matter what it may be or look like or revert back to name the sports complex. We have a motion by Ms. Hill. Do we have a second? I think we can always do the sports complex because that's what's on the agenda. But certainly, if it's, certainly I understand, because we have a softball field, baseball field's name, softball field's not. We have gyms, but right now, I specifically was looking at the sports complex because we just finished our major projects with it, the lighting, the area, and so I just thought it was an opportunity to bring closure to all the work that's been done on the sports complex, but certainly through the naming process, if it's something that the board or district wants to do to apply to any facility, but I was particularly looking at the sports complex. So we have a motion by Mrs. Hill. Is there a second? I'll make a motion that the board approve to develop a naming process for the athletic sports complex.
So we have some document, right?
Yes. Just a process. Naming, just a process.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Rector. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say nay. We have one nay. The motion carries. So we will pursue developing a naming process to bring it back to the board for further consideration. Next item is consideration and possible approval of an annual resolution adopting investment policy and investment strategy. Ms. Sharma, this is an annual resolution we will bring to you. This is a requirement of the investment policy. We will review CDA local and legal. No changes are being recommended. The resolution is the same. Thank you, Ms. Sharma. Trustees, if there are any questions or comments regarding the enclosed resolution? If not, we'll have a motion to approve the annual resolution adopting investment policy and investment strategy. So, motion by Ms. Hill, second by Mr. Mullins. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Next item of business, consider a redesign project for the Charlie Marshall Elementary Cafeteria. Trustees, we do have some materials in our packet for this one, and we will turn it over to Ms. Chapa. Yes, food service director is here, Cindy Mann, that will be available to assist in the presentation to give you the details of the redesign. This redesign is for the Charlie Marshall Elementary Cafeteria. It includes bench tables and artwork for the walls. The vendor is Plum Hamilton, doing business as PH Designs. An approved vendor through the iBoard Co-op. The funding that will be used for this project is what we have already approved to have TDA, Texas Department of Agriculture, of how we would be utilizing our excess fund balance. We bring this agenda item to you to comply with CH local. Any purchase over 25,000, any single item purchase over 25,000 means for the program. Cindy Mann is here to give you the details of the design of this project.
Some very nice designs on the table.
So,
Very nice designs.
good evening. That's about 18 total benches. Currently something like Falk Elementary had, but they're just going to be a little bit bigger since the kids here are bigger. Right now they have a little round top seams, and those break off, they twist on them. And those have been here for good about 3 plus years. I know Men's has come in and replaced the seating windows. But also the table, they're going to have some logos on there, and have the pink and some purple color, some gold, and just something to kind of jazz up the dining for the students. Now we're going to have some health and nutrition artwork on the serving room area. We have a new serving line coming in at the end of October sometime, and then we're going to go out for bid for another second serving line so we can speed up the process of serving those students here, because this campus has gotten very busy as far as the menu. You know, the kids are taking more, we're offering more kids, so we have a variety. So we have 2 lines that'll speed up the process for the A's and this range of how those kids come through 2 rooms. So but the tables are the first second priority actually for the 7 rooms the first one. So hopefully the next project will be moving into high school, doing the same thing, something different. We wanted to do the art design and the server line, but I'm going to be able to cover that. So our next project will be tables over there as well. That'll kind of spruce up the volume for the students also. But we won't teach your marshal. So. Trustees, any questions for Ms. Mann or Ms. Chopper?
I understand it's also fund balance payment, if we send it down to the compliance.
So it's excessive fund balance. We have to, it's 3 months expenditures that we have to bring down, but this year TDA is under 6 months, so that's kind of good on our side, because sometimes it's hard to spend that much within 3 months when you're just trying to turn around to yes, we have to bring that fund balance down. And when I submitted it to the state, I gave them a whole list of things that I wanted to do for all the cafeterias. And you have to give them a timeline to spend this money. So the timeline is May of 2025. So,
now I understand looking at the quote, arrival of the equipment, and they're not going to do an install, the district's going to do an install?
No, the company will right now, and they're set them up. It's going to be the fold-up table, so if ever, so if you can move out for, let's say, Hoover, maybe they're not going to run them all, but that company brings it, installs it, they know that's including installation. And if you'll notice on the price, the evaluation price, and then we have the discount to the right to what they gave us. So everything is discounted except for the installation. Okay.
Trustees, any other questions? I'm just double checking on my side, but I referenced. And it was Palmer Hamilton, the by vendor, correct? There's a document that I had to turn. Apologize. Okay, so the pricing that we received is Is everything from purchase to installation? Okay. All right, thank you. If there are no further questions or discussion, do we have a motion to approve the redesign project for the Charlie Marshall Elementary Cafeteria as presented? Motion by Mr. Molnack, second by Mr. Richter. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Next, we'll consider, next item is to consider and approve a budget amendment number 2. And this is regarding funds for the special education department. Ms. Sharma.
This budget amendment, it is within the special ed department. It is within the program, but it changes the function. So when we're having to change the function, it requires board approval, since the board approved the budget by function. It's the same money, it's just being shifted from one function to another.
So bottom line, Ms. Chapa, is the bottom line budget for that, for the department stays the same. So it's just a matter of what category that it's going to be spent on that has been itemized. Okay. Any other trustee questions? Do we have a motion to approve budget amendment number 2 as presented? Motion. Motion by Mr. Flores. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Molinax. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Additionally, our next item is consider and approve budget amendment number 3. And Ms. Chapel will take us through this one. With this item, we're requesting $391,000 to utilize fund balance additional funding. And the reason for this is it includes money that we need to pay back for SHARS for the year 2020, 2021. Amount of $45,000. Those changes to the Medicaid program, to where we receive the money where we billed for Medicaid students, and the program went back in retro, stating we had been overpaid 2020, 2021. They're asking for the funding for $45,000 for the SHARS. The remaining amount is maintenance and transportation. These are funds that we did not budget for in the 23-24 school year, nor in the 24-25 school year. There were some big units that were placed at the Charlie Marshall campus. Just the units alone, they were at $48,000. It was an emergency. Those units were placed. They were not budgeted. We needed these excess funds to be able to cover the emergency expenses. We just under budgeted these amounts last year, this year. But we're asking the board for $391,000 to cover these expenses. There is a corrective action plan that has been placed before you. Our processes and procedures that we will be following. We're looking for additional funding also as well. Possibly looking to work with AEP, working with CECO to be able to get additional funding for AC projects. If there's any questions. Trustees, any questions or comments? How the items reflected in budget amendment number 3, SHARS, and then the other for $45,000, and the remainder was remaining items fall under the district's maintenance type of expenses.
look over it. I thought one time we talked to you, we're creating a budget for the maintenance. We're having allocating money for swapping out some of the commissions over a period of time and keep doing that every year. That talk, that money come out of that. I really budgeted for it. That was already. It's not about the previous breakdown. Just it's costing a lot more.
I have a question on these. Basically, through this amendment, we were going to take care of expenses that we ordinarily incurred last year. Most of the invoices are dated August 31st. And we're not able to cover with last year's budget. We do not include them for the new school.
Okay.
Trustees, any other questions? We have a motion by Mr. Salisbury to approve the budget amendment number 3 with a second by Mr. Victor. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Our next item of business is to convene an executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.001 concerning any and all purposes permitted by the Act. Specifically, Section 551.074 personnel resignations, new hire, and superintendent evaluation instrument. Section 551.076 security devices, and Section 551.089 deliberation regarding security devices or security audits. The time now is 8:16 p.m. Our open session is closed and we will convene in executive session. The time now is 9:25 p.m. We have closed our executive session and we are reconvening in open session and acting on any items requiring action from the closed session. So our next item of business is consider and approve resignations. We have a motion to approve the resignations as presented tonight. Motion by Mrs. Hill. Do we have a second?
Sure.
Second by Mr. Mr. Flores. I'm sorry, Mr. Flores. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Next item is consider and approve the new hire for the communications coordinator position. Do we have a motion to approve the new hire for the communications coordinator position as presented tonight? Okay, motion by Mr. Rector, second by Ms. Hill. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Dr. Barnes?
All right. I'd like to, at this time, congratulate Ms. Blaze Miller as our new communications coordinator for Ramses Cast.
Is there anything further, Dr. Barnes, for this evening? Trustees, anything further for tonight?
I'd like to congratulate John for our education service principal going to this week. So, I'll wait for that. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Rose. Well done. Anything further for this evening, folks? If not, the time now is 9:27 p.m. and we are adjourned.